Venus is often called Earth's twin because it's similar in size and density to our home planet. But don't let that fool you. Venus is a very different and hostile world with extreme temperatures, crushing pressures, and volcanic activity. Here are 5 amazing facts about Venus that will blow your mind. Thank you for watching, and let's dive in to number 5, a scorching planet. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. You might think that Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun, would be the hottest, but that's not the case. Venus is actually the hottest planet, with an average surface temperature of about 475 degrees Celsius, or 900 degrees Fahrenheit. This is hot enough to melt lead. But why is Venus so hot? It's because of its thick atmosphere, which is made mostly of carbon dioxide and clouds of sulfuric acid. These gases trap heat from the sun and create a runaway greenhouse effect, making Venus a truly hellish place. Number 4, slow and backwards rotation. Venus spins backwards and very slowly. Most planets in our solar system spin on their axes in the same direction as they orbit the sun, counterclockwise as seen from above the North Pole. This is called prograde rotation. Venus, however, spins in the opposite direction, clockwise as seen from above the North Pole. This is called retrograde rotation. No one knows for sure why Venus spins backwards, but some scientists think it might have been caused by a giant impact or tidal forces from the sun somewhere in the planet's past. Another strange thing about Venus is that it spins very slowly. It takes about 243 Earth days for Venus to complete one rotation on its axis. That's longer than its orbital period around the sun, which is about 225 Earth days. This means that one day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Venus. Number 3, alone in space. Venus has no moons or rings in orbit around it, unlike Earth, which has one large moon, or some of the other planets that have dozens of moons and rings of dust, rock, and ice. Venus has no natural satellites or rings at all. This makes it seem a bit lonely in space. Scientists are not sure why Venus lacks moons or rings, but it could be because of its proximity to the sun, which makes it hard for small objects to stay in orbit around the planet. Or maybe Venus had moons in the past, but they were destroyed by collisions or escaped into space. Number 2, a volcanic world. Venus is home to thousands of volcanoes. It has a rocky surface with many features similar to Earth's, such as mountains, valleys, plateaus, and craters. But one of the most striking features on Venus is its volcanoes. Venus has more volcanoes than any other planet in our solar system, over 1,600 major ones, and many more smaller ones. Some of these volcanoes are also huge, larger than any volcano on Earth. Venus also has some unique types of volcanoes that we don't see here on Earth, such as pancake domes and coronae. Pancake domes are flat-topped mounds of lava that look like pancakes stacked on top of each other. Coronae are circular structures that form when hot magma pushes up the crust and then collapses back down, creating a ring of fractures and ridges. Some scientists believe that the volcanoes on Venus are still active to this day, spewing lava and gas into the atmosphere. Number 1, potential for life. Venus might have had oceans and life in the past. This may be hard to believe, but some scientists think that Venus was once a habitable world, with the possibility of liquid water oceans and maybe even life on its surface. How is that possible? Well, billions of years ago, when the sun was cooler and dimmer than it is today, Venus might have had a milder climate and a much thinner atmosphere. This could have allowed water to exist in liquid form. If this were the case, then that water may have supported life forms similar to those on Earth many years ago. However, as the sun grew brighter and hotter over time, Venus experienced a runaway greenhouse effect that evaporated its oceans and thickened its atmosphere, making it the inferno that it is today. Any life that might have existed on the surface of Venus would have likely been wiped out by the extreme conditions. But there is still a slim chance that some life forms might survive in the clouds of Venus, where the temperatures and pressures are more moderate. Some scientists have even proposed that there might be signs of microbial life in the atmosphere of Venus, based on the detection of a gas called phosphine, which is often associated with biological processes. However, this is still very controversial and needs much more study for confirmation. So there you have it, 5 amazing facts about Venus that show how diverse and dynamic our solar system is. Venus is a planet of contrasts and surprises, and we still have much to learn about it. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, feel free to show your support with a like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Thanks again. Until next time, take care and be well.